sea bass, marine tilapia, and red snapper. These are the species that are commonly farmed by our local industry. The National Broodstock Center, or NBC, conducts a selective breeding program to generate the broodstocks that can give rise to eggs of superior genetic quality. For instance, our selected sea bass broodstocks has the genetic potential to grow up to 30% faster than unselected ones.
We have been able to establish the first reference genome for Malabar red snapper. This, in a sense, is a complete instruction manual of the fish. We also developed a genetic toolkit, a SNP array, a fast-speed scanner, which would help us to scan this instruction manual for the best chapters. So, for example, for a farmer, this would imply faster growth, disease resilience, better survival. And for the consumer, it would mean that those fish have better texture, better flavor, or better nutritional quality. The genetic capability indeed strengthens Singapore's role in aquaculture. It establishes itself as aquaculture R&D hub. Specifically in the local context, we would be able to supply high-quality fingerlings to the farmers.
And this is where the Hatchery Development and Recognition Program comes in. Together, the National Broodstock Center and Hatchery Development and Recognition Program addresses a critical bottleneck for the industry, which is a consistent supply of quality fingerlings for the farms. This underpins the entire value chain and directly lowers the cost of production for our farms.
Genetics may set the foundation, but health and nutrition determine how far the potential can go. In Singapore, these capabilities are built through close collaboration among research, industry, and global partners.
Singapore sits at the heart of Southeast Asia, close to the large aquaculture producing countries in the region. At the Singapore Economic Development Board, we work with global companies to build and scale their businesses from Singapore by providing insights into our pro-business environment, connecting them with relevant partners across industry, government, and research, and supporting access to talent and incentives aligned with Singapore's economic priorities. One successful example would be the Haight Group, a leading Chinese animal nutrition agribusiness. Haight opened their first overseas livestock and aquaculture premix manufacturing facility in Singapore in January this year. Its operations in Singapore will set new benchmarks for premix quality with full traceability from raw materials to finished goods and support Haight's expansion in Southeast Asia and beyond. As aquaculture operations in the region scale up to meet the rising demand for protein, we envision Singapore becoming the hub in Asia for tropical marine aquaculture research and sustainable production systems.
As aquaculture grows across the region, disease has become one of the sector's greatest challenges. In Singapore, partnerships between researchers and industry are helping to address this through science and innovation. One example is the development of a vaccine against scale drop disease virus, a deadly disease that affects Asian sea bass production.
SDDVs could wipe out 70 to 80% of your production in less than a week. It's very important to come with new approaches to eliminate the virus from the farms. You have to test the vaccine in real life situation. So partnering with industry like our partner UVax, who have all the facility, will help us to really test the vaccine in real life situation. Because you want the vaccine to be efficacious in the farms, not in the lab. It's again changing because there is no more uncertainty. You know that you will raise your fish to the desired size that you want for commercialization. It will have an effect not only for fish farming in Singapore, but also in the region where all these species are being farmed.
Alongside advances in fish health, nutrition is also playing a growing role in aquaculture resilience. In Singapore, researchers have developed functional fish feeds that help juvenile Asian sea bass better resist infection and improve survivability.
Nutrition is getting very important to improve our productivity in aquaculture. Nutrition helps to improve on the growth rates of the fish, and if there's going to be a disease outbreak, the presence of these nutrients will actually help the fish to improve on their immune system. What we're actually doing in this project is actually to co-supplement two different ingredients into the fish feed. One is a probiotic and the other is actually a food nutrient. The purpose of the encapsulation is actually to target both the nutrient as well as the probiotics to very specific parts of the GI tract of the fish. That helps to increase on bioavailability. If you do get nutrition right, I think that unlocks a lot of potential for the aquaculture industry.
As advances in nutrition and health improve biological performance, systems are needed to deliver these gains consistently on farms. In Singapore, farms are serving as living testbeds, where technologies and systems can be proven, refined, and scaled for wide adoption.
We are farming in a vertically integrated controlled system where we have algorithms that are adapting to what's happening in our system that we can constantly optimize. And then we have a controlled environment which creates stability. So the combination of those two factors allows us to highly optimize our throughput in the facilities. Singapore is about as challenging of an environment as you could think of for doing something like what we're doing. There's not a lot of space to work with there, so you have to be extremely thoughtful and deliberate about everything that you do. From day one, we designed our system to be deliberately scalable. So we say that our system scales like infrastructure, and all of our systems, because we don't produce effluents, much easier for us to set up a location anywhere in the world because we're not dependent on the environment around there, and we're not impacting the environment around it either.
In Singapore, aquaculture is being developed as an integrated system, bringing together genetics, health and nutrition, and farming systems and technologies.
Singapore's aquaculture sector operates differently from many other countries. As a small nation with limited resources and land and sea space constraints, we are not positioned to compete on volume. Instead, our focus is on supporting farms to be productive and sustainable within our constraints. And we do that by strengthening the upstream foundations that shape farm performance. For aquaculture farms, this would mean better starting stock through genetics, more reliable inputs in health and nutrition, and the ability to adopt technologies that work on the ground. The capabilities we are building in Singapore are not just for our own farms. Our farms operate in similar tropical and climate-exposed conditions as many in the region. The solutions we develop, from genetics to health and nutrition, to technologies and systems, are therefore transferable. Singapore's role is to contribute as a node within the regional aquaculture innovation ecosystem, where research, expertise, and commercial partnerships flow across borders. Through such collaboration and knowledge exchange, we aim to support both our own farms and the broader region in developing an aquaculture ecosystem that is productive, resilient, and sustainable.
I hope you have gained some insights into Singapore's aquaculture scene.